Okay, here we are back again. This time we're in the land of funk guitar. This is something a little different for you, and hopefully it'll be interesting for those of you who are been playing a little while and want to develop a little bit of the style, or those of you that are new to the style. It'll be a little bit of a kind of a learning curve, but I think it'd be very valuable to have a look at this. We're building in all the things that we've talked about before: playing in time, playing with a drum machine or with another player. And I want to introduce another type of chord. As well as holding down individual notes and then putting those together in a chord, we can use one of our fingers to cover two or more notes. This is commonly known as a bar chord. And the bar chord gives us lots of possibilities because suddenly we can move our harmonies into different keys, exactly as we did with the movable chord shape, which I showed you. Now, the particular one that I want to show you, bar chords are quite difficult to play on some guitars. And you can have what's known as a full bar, where you cover all of the 6 strings. Or you can have a 3 or a 4 string bar, which can be called either a half bar or a partial bar. Now, in this instance, we can use, if we cover 4 strings at the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is our first bar chord. Now, this particular set of notes does have a name. If we put a bass to that, it would be a type of A minor chord. A minor with a 7th. The other thing you can do with these chords is you can shift them around by simply moving them up. If I take the first top 3 strings, move it up 1 fret, back, and that gives me a little pattern, similar to the movable patterns in fifths, which I showed you before. It's a similar idea to that. And what's interesting about this is that on the guitar, if you use a couple of little guitaristic ideas like sliding into it, which we're going to be talking about in more detail later. For example, I can slide into the chord. I'm using my first finger, but you can, if that's too difficult, try using the second or even the third. And with the third finger, you could support that with the other fingers. It depends how difficult it is for you to hold that down. By the way, this can also be done on rhythm acoustic as well. It's fine for electric or acoustic guitar. So I want to give you some little patterns. We talked before about this one in the bar. If I play a funk rhythm, now this is considerably more complex than the simpler rhythms we were doing, but I want to show you how you can still use those simple ideas. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Try 3. So you can see that by building up these simple patterns, which you already know, and developing them, you begin to make something out of it. If we go back to the 8th note pattern, which I showed you on the acoustic module, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, this idea, you can use that. This is a little quicker, so you have to actually take the tempo up a little bit. Yeah, so work on that, and I'll give you some idea of what this sounds like. So I'm doing the 8ths, and then I'm actually stopping, doing a little bit of muting, as it's called. I'm stopping some of the strings. Now this leads us into another type of rhythm where we can double up even on the 8ths. 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can actually go 1, 2, 3, 4. So for each beat, I'm playing 4 hits with the plectrum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? In fact, what I'll do is I'll take the tempo of the drum machine down a little and try that for you, a slightly slower tempo. 1. Now we can shift this. Okay, so you can see that by taking the tempo down, by working on that 16th note group, we can then shift these chords around. Other ideas that you can do, you could actually slide this as a 2-note group. I'll show you how that would work. 3, 4. And you can see, once again, that by using these very simple tools, you can start to create your own ideas, create your own music. And every position that you play that in will obviously have a different sound and will put you in a different key. For example, if I take this up to, say, the D position here, you could use that to create different kinds of chord patterns. Up to D. Okay, that gives you some ideas to think about. Go away and try those, and I'll see you on the next session.